the more outspoken the women or the mothers or whatever are, and the more mouthy we get, the more intimidated the men get. Like, just visibly. Like, I don't think they even realize it, but they get really visibly intimidated, and so they start like doing the jabby stuff, or they just, and they kind of gather together. And I'm just like, women share a lot of jokes about life, and when we get together and we start doing it, it's intimidating to the men. My neighborhood on Saturday, I was out gardening, and my neighbor drove by, and she was going to the dump, and our other neighbor, who's elderly, was outside walking, and we were all like, oh, we should all sit out in the street, and because we don't have sidewalks, we should all sit out in the street and have happy hour tonight. I was like, okay. And we all went, oh, what's good for you, what's good for you? So we decided on a time, and then we all texted other women on the street, and at 5 o'clock there were 6 of us, and we were in our lawn chairs, like 6 to 8 feet apart, in a circle in the street, and we had left just enough space for cars to go through. So people on our street know that there's people in the street all the time, so cars always usually go pretty slow. But most of the men came around, and we all went, no, this is ladies only, ladies only. So the kids came around, we're like, go find something to do. Like, we were all just like, no, this is women only, women only. And cars were driving through, and we were heckling them. And then, and then there was this bat that was out, and it was flying really crazy. And we were all like, this is like a weird looking bat. Like, it looks sickly. And it was like really coming in close to us. So we all went to our garages and got brooms and came back. So we're all sitting in the street holding brooms. I kid you not. One of them's got a hockey stick. 3 of us have brooms. The other one's got a tennis racket. And we're all just sitting there with our drinks and our weapons. My husband comes home. He gets out of the truck and he goes, okay, is someone going to start levitating? Like, what's going on? They were so intimidated that they put out the cornhole and started the barbecue in a driveway, and they all hung out. All the men hung out. Even after our circle was gone, the men wouldn't come near us because we were just cackling and talking and laughing and talking about stuff like, who shaved their legs since not me, and all these, talking about menopause and pre-menopause and what men don't do and what they should do, and kids, and they couldn't relate. They had no idea. They didn't know how to handle it. They did not know how to handle just women joking together.
And you guys told more jokes than if the men were there.
Absolutely. If the men had been there, they would have gotten so uncomfortable that they would have changed the subject.
So, how do you heckle a car?
Oh, it's wonderful. It all depends on the speed and if their windows are down.
Okay.
And their windows were down because Saturday was beautiful. So if a car is going by and there's women in lawn chairs in the road, typically a car would slow down to make sure that they go in a safe speed navigating through this. And, for the most part, we would see cars that we recognize and we'd go, hey! And we'd all do it at the same time, which would make them laugh, and they'd wave out the window. Or they'd yell, 6 feet apart! And we'd laugh and give them the finger. We didn't give them the finger. But then this other car would drive by and we'd be like, slow down! Or we'd see someone drive by and we'd still been there for 2 hours and we're like, we're still here! I love to yell at people in their cars. It's like heckling someone at a comedy show. You just can't shut up once you're on a roll.
Have you ever tried to do stand-up?
Yes, I did. I did
How did that go? How did that go?
It went well.
Okay.
Actually. But it intimidated the men friends that I had that were comics.
Shocking.
Go figure.
Yeah. I love that you're drinking out of that cocktail mixer.
It was really delicious last night.
What did you make?
My husband made strawberry margaritas.
Oh, very nice. Are you doing anything for Cinco de Mayo? Happy Cinco de Mayo.
That was yesterday.
No,
I know, but it was yesterday.
Oh,
because
sure.
it's Blur's Day.
Right.
So yesterday we had burritos and strawberry daiquiris. Tonight we're having pizza.
Great. Great. I usually on Cinco de Mayo try and watch Spy Kids. Because it has Antonio
Antonio
Banderas,
Banderas.
who is not Mexican. But
No, but he sounds good, doesn't he?
and it's a good movie. It really is.
It's not a bad movie. I will agree.
No. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm big on Mexican food, so
Oh.
maybe I'll make something. Who knows?
Well, it's the running joke. Who's buried in Ulysses' tomb?
Ulysses?
Who's buried in Grant's tomb? Ulysses is Grant. And then, the kids go, Mom, when is Cinco de Mayo?
The 5th of May?
Right. And I just look at them and I'm like, look at the calendar. What's the Cinco de Mayo? So what's the date? May 5th. Cinco de Mayo. I mean, they take Spanish class. I don't know. What's your favorite joke?
My favorite joke?
Yeah. That, like, you like to tell if you're at a dinner party or whatever, and what's the favorite joke you pull out?
So this is a joke. I always tell this joke, and one of my favorite things about this joke is like watching people listen to the joke.
Okay,
I remember just like being in a pool in Palm Springs, and you're like waist deep in the pool and everybody's just like standing there with beer. And I'm like talking to these like off-duty cops because that was what Palm Springs is during the day. Palm Springs is very confusing. But the joke, it goes like this. So this man is very lonely. He's living by himself and he's tired of coming home every day to an empty apartment and he's just sick of it. So he goes to, he's talking to his friends about it, and they're like, you should get a pet. You should go on, get like a pet, get like a dog or something, and then you won't be so lonely. And he's like, okay, he thinks about it for a long time. He finally decides, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go get a pet. So he goes to the pet store, and he walks in, and the pet store owner says, hi, how can I help you? Hi, Skylar May. Pet store owner says, hi, how can I help you? And he says, I'd like to get a pet. He says, okay, are you looking for a dog or a cat? We have several different breeds available. And he goes, no, I want something different. I don't want something that everyone else has. So the pet store owner says, okay, and how about like a cockatiel or an iguana? And he goes, no, I really want something different. Are you thinking like a tarantula or a snake? No, I want something really special. So the pet store owner thinks a minute and he's like, okay, I know what you need. And he goes in the back and he comes out with a box. And the guy looks in the box and goes, it's perfect, I'll take it. Inside the box is an African centipede. The guy's so excited. So he takes the box home, he puts the centipede down on his kitchen table and he looks at it and he goes, what do you do with an African centipede? Like, you can't teach it to play fetch, you can't, like, teach it to talk, you can't take it to the park. What do you do with an African centipede? So he looks at the box and he goes, hey, centipede, want to go to a bar? No answer. I mean, what do you expect? It's an African centipede. So he leans a little bit closer. It's like, maybe he just didn't hear me? So he leans in, hey, centipede, want to go to a bar? Still no answer. He's like, well, I'll try it one more time. So he leans in real close. Hey, centipede, want to go to a bar? I heard you the first time. I'm putting my shoes on. That's the joke.
That's great.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I like that one.
Thanks. So thanks for being on the show again and indulging in some adult conversation. I could play the theme song again. I don't know.
Whatever. This is just us talking.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Live on YouTube.
Live. Woohoo!
Okay, I'm gonna go, I don't know, think about going to Whole Foods maybe? I'm gonna get some mussels for dinner. We are strong. Heartache to heartache we stand.
No promises, no demands. Love is a battlefield.
All right, thanks, Jenny Wren Walker. I'm
Love
gonna
you.
end this. Bye.